Hello everyone, welcome to STEM Trainers YouTube channel. Today we are going to see a very important topic in Edexcel A-level pure maths, that is coordinate geometry. This topic is also there in year 9 and year 10 to some extent, but main topics will come in year 1 coordinate geometry, that is straight lines. And second part will be circles, that we will do after learning straight lines. So let's first concentrate on straight lines. So first thing that we will do is we will revise basically what you have learned in year 9 and year 10. So what you have learned is you have coordinate axis, you have a point x comma y. So it means this distance is x and this distance is y. This point is also known as, sometimes we call this as Cartesian coordinates also. So xy coordinate or Cartesian coordinate. This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. And what else you have learned is, you have learned that equation of straight line is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So this is nothing but this is the equation of a straight line. There are many forms of straight line. This is one of the form. If you want to know, I can tell you the name also. This form is known as slope intercept form. So we will see this in detail a little bit later. So for now, you have learned this. Equation of straight line is this, xy point is this. Now, first thing that you need to know is, if I have a line segment AB, that is I have 2 points A and B, and I have to find the length of this line AB, or better line segment AB. Now coordinates of A given are x1, y1, coordinates of B is x2, y2. So we have to find this length. So let me just derive this formula very fast and then we can learn the formula also. So what I will do is I will make a right angle triangle here. And when I will make a right angle triangle, I can say this length, let's call this point as C. So this AC will be nothing but x2 minus x1. And this BC will be nothing but y2 minus y1. So AC length we know, BC length we know. Now you can find this length AB using Pythagoras theorem. So if I apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC, so I can write AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So which is nothing but AC square is x2 minus x1 whole square, and my BC square will be y2 minus y1 whole square. So this is my AB square. So my length AB will be nothing but square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So this, you might have learned this formula in year 10. This is also known as distance formula, because this is used to find distance between 2 points in xy plane. Okay, so this is the formula that we have to remember. This is length of line segment AB, that is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. One more thing that we have to learn, if you have not learned before, is midpoint formula. This is also very important. Midpoint formula. Now what is this midpoint formula? So basically, if I have 2 points A and B, so there will be a point that is midway between A and B on this line. Let's call that point as D. So I need the coordinates of this point D. So what are the coordinates of this point D? I need to know this. So this we can find using the midpoint formula. So coordinates of D will be nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So basically take average of x and y coordinates. So that will give you the midpoint. So you need to remember this also. This is very important. That is midpoint formula. So whenever 2 points A and B are given and we have to find a point on the line AB that is midway between A and B, that is basically the midpoint of this line segment. So that is given by x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So let's try one question on this so that we understand this concept. So my question is, find length of line segment formed by A 1 comma 2 and B minus 2 comma 3. Also find midpoint of AB. This is nothing but midpoint. Okay, so this is the question. So what we will do in this is, so first we will see, we need to find the length of line segment AB. So this is my A and B. So let's say this is A is 1 comma 2, this is B minus 2 comma 3. Okay, and there is some midpoint also, let's call that as C. So we need to find coordinates of that also. So first is length of line segment. AB will be square root of nothing but x1 minus x2 whole square, you can see here, or x2 minus x1 whole square. It's one and same thing because we are doing the square only. So let's take this as x1 y1 and take this as x2 y2. Now you can write either x2 minus x1 whole square or x1 minus x2 whole square. It will give you the same answer. It doesn't matter. So let's do x2 minus x1 because we have written that formula, no problem. So minus 2 minus 1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. So 3 minus 2 whole square. So let's simplify this and you will get the length of AB. So this is nothing but 3 square, which will be 9 plus 1. So which is nothing but square root of 10. So this is our length. Now next question is, they are asking is midpoint of A and B. So this line segment has a midpoint which is C. So we need to find its coordinates. So midpoint is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So the way I remember is take average. So take average of x coordinate. Average means 1 minus 2 divided by 2, comma y coordinates. So 2 plus 3 by 2. So just take the average of it. You will get the midpoint. So what's C coming out to be? This is coming out to be minus half, comma 5 by 2. So that is our answer. So that is our midpoint for line segment AB. So for year 1 at Excel coordinate geometry straight lines, you need to understand this midpoint properly. If you understand this, then this will help you in circles chapter also, understanding a midpoint. Okay, next thing that you need to understand is the gradient of a line. Now we know that y is equal to mx plus c is the equation of a straight line, right? Now this m is nothing but, this m is known as gradient of a line. And this c is known as y-intercept, or sometimes we call it as y-axis intercept also. So one and the same thing. This is known as y-intercept. That's why this form is known as slope intercept form or gradient intercept form. Okay, so now question is, let's take a very simple example to understand this. If let's say my line is y equal to 2x plus 3, then obviously I can say my gradient of this line is 2 and my y-intercept value is 3. Correct? Now they can give you this question in a little bit different form also. That is, what happens sometime is, instead of giving the straight line directly, sometimes they will give you these 2 points. Let's take this point as 1 comma 2. Let's take this point as 3 comma 4. Let's say you have these 2 points. Let's call this as A. Let's take this point as B. So now you have 2 points A and B, and they will say find the gradient of this line. Correct? So what you have to do is, you have to remember this formula that you might have learnt in grade 10. Gradient of a line with 2 points is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is very, very, very important. This is very important. This is the gradient of this line. So if equation is given of a line, then we can directly find gradient. If not, sometimes they will give you is 2 points. Then we will use this formula to find the gradient of this line. So what is my gradient? In this case, gradient of line AB will be nothing but y2 minus y1. So let's take, you can take any point as x1, y1, any point as y1, x2, y2, no problem. So let's take this point as x1, y1. Let's take this point as x2, y2. No problem. You can take a reciprocal also. Okay. So gradient of line AB will be y2 minus y1. That is 4 minus 2 divided by 3 minus 1, which is nothing but 2 divided by 2, which is 1. So this is the second form. Sometimes we will find gradient using the 2 points also. Okay, so this is finding the gradient using the 2 points on the line. So this you might have learnt in grade 10. Now what's next? The next thing that you will learn is parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So what are parallel lines? So if I have two lines, let's say y is equal to m1x plus c1, that is my first line. Let's say my second line is y is equal to m2x plus c2. If I have two lines, then these lines will be parallel, are parallel if my gradients are equal. So if gradients are equal, then we say lines are parallel. Like this, if these two lines are given as parallel, then their gradients must be same. So basically one line will be y is equal to mx plus c1 and other line will be y is equal to mx plus c2. You can see here my gradient will be same. So that's the condition that you have to remember. If two lines are parallel, then their gradients are same. Now very important, perpendicular lines. Two lines are perpendicular. Let's say these two lines m1x plus c1 and m2x plus c2. These two lines are perpendicular. So if these two lines are perpendicular, then what happens is the product of their gradients should be minus 1. Or sometimes we write the same thing as that gradient of one line should be negative reciprocal of the other gradient. So sometimes we write it like this also. Both are same. So two lines will be perpendicular if the product of their gradients is minus 1, or we can say gradient of one line is negative reciprocal of the other gradient. then the lines will be perpendicular in this. Let's take one example. For example, they can say find whether given lines are parallel or perpendicular. So let's take one example in this. Let's say we have something like 2x plus 3 and my second line is minus x by 2 plus 1. So let's say these are my lines. I have to find whether they are parallel or perpendicular. So sometimes lines can be parallel, sometimes they can be perpendicular, sometimes they can be neither also. They are neither perpendicular nor parallel. They might be intersecting. Correct? So there are three cases possible between two lines. They are parallel like this. They can be perpendicular like this, or they might be intersecting also. All right, they are intersecting at one point. So what you have to do is you have to find gradient of both the lines. So what's the gradient of first line? First line is 2. Gradient of second line is minus 1 over 2. Right? This is mx. So this is my m. So now as you can see, gradient of one line is negative reciprocal of other, or I can say my product is m1 m2. If you find the product, it will come out to be minus 1. Now because product is minus 1, hence we can say lines are perpendicular. Okay. So that's all for this part, and we will have a second part in this, in which we will see some modeling questions and some other type of questions in this topic. But before going, I just want to tell you one very small note that you have to be careful about is sometimes they will give you lines like this also. Let's say they have given a line like this and they will say find the gradient. So what you have to do is you have to rearrange the terms so that we get y equal to something. So for example, what I will do in this is I will either add y on both sides, or I will take this y to right hand side. So if I take this y to right hand side, then this will be 3x plus 3 equals y, or I can say my y is nothing but 3x plus 3. So which will give me gradient as 3. So sometimes they will not directly give you might have to rearrange a little bit. Let's take another example on this. Sometimes they can give you like this: 2x plus 3y minus 5 equals 0. So what you have to do is you have to find a gradient. So what you will do is you will rearrange the terms to find y value in this. So how do you find y value in this is basically what we will do is we will keep y term as it is, and we will take rest of the terms, that is x term and constant term, to the right side. Okay, so when you take from left hand side to right hand side, what happens is sign changes. So this is plus 2x, so this becomes minus 2x. This is minus 5, it becomes plus 5. You can see this is plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus, and then after that you divide everything by 3. When you will divide everything by 3, you will get y equals minus 2 over 3 x plus 5 over 3. So by rearranging the terms, I will get the same line equation as this, and from this I can easily say my gradient will be minus 2 over 3. So this is my gradient. So you might have to do this in some questions, so that's why I am telling you this. So some students actually forget, or they just get confused. I mean, how will I find gradient in this? Okay, They can give you direct equations also like this, but sometimes you might have to rearrange the terms little bit. Thank you. Rest of the straight lines we will see in next part. If you find all this useful, please like and subscribe the channel. If you want us to make video of some specific topic, please you can mention in the comments. And thanks for watching STEM Trainers.